Deep in the heart of Texas, IndyCar has come calling to a place made for stars. Today, they've brought their fastest cars to Arlington, Texas, as around AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Park, the IndyCars have come to a brand new street circuit. Today, it's the first ever Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Arlington, Texas. Thanks for having us in for the race. What a weekend and what a day we promise to have at IndyCar's newest event around this state-of-the-art 2.7-mile street circuit that goes through the streets of Arlington, just outside, of course, of famous Dallas, Texas. And they'll weave their way around world-famous AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, along with the stadium of Major League Baseball's Texas Rangers. Through this great sports complex, a new street circuit has been created, and it is as high of speeds as you will see on any street course anywhere. Race 3 of the 2026 NTT IndyCar Series season is about to take off as we have come to Arlington for the first time. 2 races into the season, of course, it's the fastest start to an IndyCar season in quite some time. 3 races to begin the year in 3 straight weeks. Alex Palou dominated on his way to the season-opening win in St. Petersburg, Florida. But for the first time in over 620 days, Palou does not lead the championship standings. That's because last week in Phoenix, he was caught up in an early race crash with Rinus VeeKay. Palou finished 24th. A wild race ensued in Phoenix, as it was Christian Rasmussen who led the most laps. Also spending time at the front was David Malukas and Will Power and Kyle Kirkwood. But in the end, it was the Oval Master Joseph Newgarden taking victory. And Newgarden now leads the championship standings in the IndyCars through 2 weeks of the season. But everything changes here in Arlington. The street course in St. Petersburg, the 1-mile Bullring Oval in Phoenix, nothing can compare to this particular street circuit. And it is a world-class course. Could very well create some real chaos today. It has already this weekend, and yesterday it was Marcus Ericsson, a former winner, of course, of the Indianapolis 500, taking his first career IndyCar pole in 117 starts. He will lead the field to green here this afternoon in what very well could be a wide-open race. Tony Kottman is the designer of this street circuit. Again, it's 2.73 miles, just a tick over 4 kilometers. And the back straightaway here, nearly 1 mile long. Speeds will be right up against 200 miles an hour on that back straightaway, which will lead into a heavy braking zone. This is one of the most unique street courses that you will find. It's also got the double pit road that we've become used to in Detroit over the past couple of years as well. And certainly what is happening today will take part and its place in IndyCar history. We've run many street course races before, as we know, but this one feels a little bit different. Jerry Jones, such a huge part in making this happen. And, of course, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, along with the Texas Rangers, who won a World Series for the first time in franchise history just a couple of years ago. They take center stage here for this IndyCar event that will be so incredibly entertaining all day long. A very unique and a very entertaining qualifying session happened here yesterday. And as mentioned, Marcus Ericsson in his 117th start claimed his first pole position. Let's take a look at how the rest of the starting grid looks. Here's the starting grid for the inaugural running of the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. On the pole for the first time in his career is Sweden's Marcus Ericsson, joined in the front row with Alex Palou, trying to rebound from a 24th place finish in Phoenix last weekend. In row 2, it's Pato O'Ward, 3 career street course wins on his resume, next to Will Power, who's opened the season with a pair of subpar results, 22nd and 16th. In row 3, it's Felix Rosenquist going for his first win in 6 years, next to Marcus Armstrong starting in the top 6 for just the 7th time in his career. Kyle Kirkwood has 5 career wins, 4 of them have come on street courses. He's in row 4 next to Christian Rasmussen, who led the most laps in Phoenix last week. For row 5, it's David Malukas, who struggled on the street courses last year with an average finish of 13th, next to Alexander Rossi trying to snap a 58-race winless drought. Joseph Newgarden is the new championship leader after his Phoenix win last week. He starts from the 11th spot next to Santino Ferrucci, whose only career street course podium was last year in Detroit. Row 7, Louis Foster still searching for his first career IndyCar top 10, and the Sunoco Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing's Kiffin Simpson. Romain Grosjean next to the Brazilian rookie Caio Collet in row 8. For row 9, it's Mick Schumacher. He starts 13 spots lower on the grid than he was last weekend, next to Christian Lundgaard, whose only career win came on the street track in Toronto 3 years ago. For row 10, it's Dennis Hauger, the Norwegian Nightmare, next to Scott Dixon, who jumped up to 13th in the championship standings with a 7th place finish last week. Rinus VK's in row number 11, next to Nolan Siegel, who's finished 20th in both races this season. Idaho Stingray Robb leads off row 12, next to Graham Rahal, who had a top 10 finish in Phoenix last week. And last on the grid after a crash yesterday is Scott McLaughlin, starting from the rear for Team Penske. So that's the starting grid for this inaugural street race in Arlington. You see there 70 laps, 191 miles, just north of 300 kilometers makes up the distance for this inaugural event. A racetrack, as mentioned, 2.73 miles long. That's about 4.3 kilometers. You've got that back straightaway just under 1 mile in length. That's the longest in all of IndyCar. Around a 14-turn course, which is the most of any street course in IndyCar, along with St. Petersburg. So ready to go here in Arlington, Texas. The command was just given to fire the engines, and it will be quite the scene to see this start play itself out, because this race course, front straightaway, not very long at all. It pales in comparison to the backstretch even. It's a 90-degree left-handed turn 1. That's quickly followed by a quick flick back to the right. In fact, 3 90-degree turns start the lap. Left-handed turn 1, right-handed turn 2, left-handed turn 3. Then a good stretch of road, which will build speed into a very heavy braking left-handed turn 4. Then turn 5 is a right-handed sweeper that leads to the horseshoe, which is a long continuous left that makes up turns 6 and 7. As ever on street courses, a lot of 90-degree corners. Turn 8 is that. High-speed turn 9, and that leads you down that nearly 1 mile long back straightaway that connects turns 9 and 10. Right-hander at turn 10, a little kink to the right for turn 11, another fairly long straightaway which leads you into 12. Turn 13 is not much of a corner, just a quick jaunt to the left. 90-degree right-handed turn 14 brings you to the end of the lap here in Arlington, Texas for today's running of the Java House Grand Prix. Going to be a heck of a show, and we are excited to bring it to you. We'll be joined by Josh Birch and the team at JBM as well throughout the day, and we're excited to have them in for what could very well be just an incredible day. We're going to have speeds up in the 190s. We're also going to have speeds in some of these hard braking areas that's going to take the cars down below 50 miles an hour. So the acceleration and deceleration of this racetrack is going to be remarkable to follow today. It's going to be a heck of a physical test along with a mental test for these drivers. Again, 2 races into the season, Joseph Newgarden leads the championship following his come-from-behind victory in Phoenix last week. Kyle Kirkwood, who of course has had great success on street course tracks in his career, he is second in the championship standings, 5 points behind Newgarden through the first 2 weeks. Scott McLaughlin third in the championship, but of course we know the struggles that he's had crashing in qualifying yesterday, starting from the rear of the field. It is not going to be an easy climb through the field today for Scotty Mack, the 32-year-old New Zealander. Pato O'Ward, a lot of Pato fans around here, of course not too far away from his home country of Mexico. And Alex Palou, can he rebound after the terrible finish last week? The early crash in Phoenix pushing him to a 24th place finish and out not only of the championship lead, but also all the way down to 5th in the championship standings. Christian Lundgaard, street course win in his career in Toronto. How much of a threat will he be today? All of these questions to be answered throughout the day here just outside of Dallas. And Will Power, starting towards the front, really needs a good day for his championship to get not even back on track, just to get on track in any ways. 22nd in the championship standings through the first 2 races, was in position to win or at least get a top finish in Phoenix last week before he squeezed Christian Rasmussen into the wall, which also cut down a tire for Will. And Marcus Ericsson leading the field to a green flag for the first time in his career. A lot of expectation here today. Of course, it's always so sketchy when you start a brand new race on a street course like this particularly. A lot of drivers have been talking about how they're basically guessing and have been guessing all weekend long. Will they be able to manage the first couple of laps here without a big mistake, without a big pile-up? We'll find out as the day goes on, as we draw closer to the green flag here in Arlington. Parade and pace laps just about finished up here on what is going to be one heck of a day for IndyCar. IndyCar has been on a tear for a long time now. Such amazing energy behind this series, and today very well could be a day that blasts this racing series off to even higher heights. As around the Texas Rangers Stadium and the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, Globe Life Park and AT&T Stadium, with that long back straightaway that drivers have been talking about all weekend long, nearly 1 mile in length. Boy, is this going to be fun today. Hi to our good friend Christian Malley joining us in the comments as always. Great to have you with us, Christian, as we're just moments away from the start. Chevrolet Corvette pace car leading the field through this course one more time, and closing in on the much anticipated start. Pace car will be in this time around, and it will be Marcus Ericsson and Alex Palou who will lead the field to green. And they are going to take green on that back straightaway. As mentioned, the main stretch where the start-finish line is here, it's a very short and narrow straightaway. This is so tremendous just to watch and see. New street course races sometimes can be hit and miss. I think everyone is very hopeful and very positive and very confident that this is going to be a hit for the future. So deep in the heart of Texas, who is going to stand up, put a cowboy hat on, and get to victory lane, as history is set to be made in the NTT IndyCar Series here today with the first ever running of the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. Scott Dixon, always a threat, especially on these new events. The cagey veteran could play a huge part today. Joseph Newgarden starting outside the top 10 after that thrilling win in Phoenix last week. He's won 2 of the last 3 races. Remember how miserable 2025 was for most of the year for Newgarden, but he won the season finale in Nashville, now winning race 2 of the year here in Phoenix. He's now won 2 of the last 3 IndyCar races. Alex Palou hoping to pounce on the start from his starting position of second, of course, as the field comes towards the back straightaway, which is where they will take the start, and they start to queue up 2 by 2, wheel to wheel. Marcus Ericsson on his first ever pole position, starting to driver's right. Alex Palou to his left elbow. Pretty good formation with a few stragglers at the back that will need to hustle to get caught up with the starting field, but the speed builds. Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders throw green flags in the air. It's time to drop the hammer in Arlington, Texas. Marcus Ericsson wins the race to the first corner. A very slow right-hander, and they're 3 wide. Deep in the pack with Mick Schumacher. Scott Dixon trying to get past cars early, along with Christian Lundgaard, but it's Marcus Ericsson who leads the way. David Malukas gets to the inside of Alexander Rossi. They are still 3 wide through the bumps further back, and Lundgaard nearly got squeezed out. Marcus Ericsson leads from Alex Palou, who did not attack as much as maybe we thought he would into the first couple of quarters. Scott McLaughlin, after starting in the back, he's already made 2 passes. He's passed Stingray Robb and Graham Rahal. It's going to be a long journey towards the middle of the field, and hopefully for Scott McLaughlin to the front as these drivers snake their way through this lap, the first lap in racing conditions here in this course. And Marcus Ericsson has gone clear to the lead through this tight left-hander. O'Ward has climbed up into third. He's gotten by Will Power, so it's Ericsson from Palou, O'Ward and Power. Kyle Kirkwood in the 5th position in front of these throngs of fans that have filled this sports complex here this weekend. Felix Rosenquist carrying Texas A&M Aggie colors today, running in the 7th position here at the very start as they make their way back to that 9/10 of a mile back straightaway, led by Marcus Ericsson, a former winner of the Indianapolis 500, who had such a great qualifying lap yesterday. It was single car qualifying for the Firestone Fast 6 yesterday. Here's Santino Ferrucci on the straightaway, busting out of the pocket to driver's left. He tried to get to the outside of Joseph Newgarden, but by the time he gets to the end of the straightaway, he pulls back in line behind Newgarden and in front of Caio Collet, who's had a really good start. The rookie from Brazil running in the 12th position here in the early laps. Clean start here in Arlington, and Marcus Ericsson is the leader from Alex Palou, Pato O'Ward, Will Power, and Kyle Kirkwood. And that's a much cleaner start than maybe most people expected us to have here today, but it has been a good, clean start to this race as we work lap number 2. Ericsson leads from pole. We'll join our friends at JB Motorsports now as well, along with our guy Josh Birch. You heard him on the channel last week here for our Phoenix race. He'll also cover the action for NASCAR in Las Vegas later today. Let's join up with him.
Places. That was the contact coming through as down the inside. Will Power making a move on Pato O'Ward. Kyle Kirkwood's trying to find the inside. Kirkwood's been fasting through the 4 sessions so far this weekend. Power's blocking O'Ward left and right as they try and come into it, but O'Ward is going to have to really defend from Kyle Kirkwood as Felix Rosenquist comes to the party as well. We ride now with Kirkwood in the 27 as he runs now down towards turn 14. Power keeps his line still. Award can't get through. Kirkwood can't get through either. As we welcome Matthew Owens. Matthew, what a start to this event. Hello, mate.
Much cleaner start than I think most people anticipated, Josh. Glad to be with you. As it was a very clean start indeed. And Marcus Ericsson not intimidated by Alex Palou starting right next to him as Ericsson's gotten clear to the lead from his first career pole.
Yep, first career pole, as I said, last time we had it was GP2 back in 2013. Will Buxton was actually the commentator then as well. As a little bit of insight. We'll go to battle screen on JBM. Welcome everyone listening in on USM as well as we sync up our broadcast once more. Pleasure to be back with you all. Matthew, Schumacher hitting the back of Lundgaard. Lundgaard now down to 23rd position, but he had such an interesting start, that's really scuppered his day.
Yeah, Schumacher, who got caught up on the start at Phoenix last week, starting so far up towards the front. This week starting deep in the pack, and he was 3 wide in the first couple of corners. He's done well to hold his ground just about. He started 17th, he runs 18th.
Yes, so moving down again. Palou seems happy in second. As I think we're going to have a replay coming up shortly. Yes, we are. So this is down on the inside. This, I believe, is Kyle Kirkwood attacking Pato O'Ward, and that was Power's move on the inside. It was a clean move, Matthew. Power very much getting used and having his best weekend with the Andretti squad.
Yeah, and he really needs one after finishes of 22nd and 16th to start the season. He just needs a clean race today. If he could get up on the podium, it would be huge to get his championship on track for 2026.
Still pushing like crazy. Schumacher has received a drive-through penalty for avoidable contacts. That is kind of to be expected, sadly, in this turn of events. I was not really surprised that he'd be reforming some kind of penalty, but yeah, Schumacher through he goes. As into the pit lane also comes Kiffin Simpson and Scott Dixon. Now Simpson topped the warm-up session this morning as well. Very quick time from him. But he has lacked overall pace. Lap 5 of 70 here at the Grand Prix of Arlington. Fosco is, I think, side by side, but Matthews already. Ericsson has pulled out 7/10 of a second at the moment. Power really, I think, has got a chance to close up on his teammate. Andretti seemed to have the mark here at Arlington. It's not Batman. Maybe Arkham Asylum sooner or later with the way these guys are driving, but we're at Arlington. Go on.
Yeah, well, and again, I'm just amazed that we've had such a clean start. Expected maybe a little bit more chaos on the start than we got, but thankfully they have been able to weave through the challenges of the first laps here. Ericsson has started out really well, but Alex Palou menacingly back there in the second position. He wasn't even that close to the lead at the first set of pit stops in St. Petersburg a couple of weeks ago, and we know what happened there. So Palou, I think, is very happy with where he's at, just sitting back in second, biding some time, saving tire, saving some fuel. A lot of drivers and a lot of teams still up in the air on whether this will be a 2-stop or a 3-stop. Even on the grid, they were talking about it, uncertainty on how many stops they'll make today, but I think Palou's sitting in a really good spot right now.
Marcus Armstrong came into the pit lane earlier on, just to answer Fiona's question about what happened to him. He came in, he's put on the alternative set of tyres, so the red sticker walls, to try and get rid of them as quickly as possible, because this is going to be a black primary tyre event. Siegel, who is on those alternative reds, just at a 135.384, so he's at the fast lap of the race so far. Schumacher's just left the pit lane as well, so he's changed over to alternatives. And yeah, they want to get this stint out early on, Matthew, because, well, you're an American, you can tell me how bad the roads are over there, because this has been a very, very bumpy, strange weekend where we go from, I think, paving slabs, concrete, tarmac and brick as O'Ward's right at the back of Power down towards turn 10.
Yeah, Pato is filling up the mirrors of Will Power, but Power's defended it well. And while doing this, they have not lost touch with the top two. So that's well done that they've been able to race this tight and not lose touch with Ericsson or Palou. Really, no one's pulled away, have they, in the first 6 or 8 cars? It's pretty much nose-to-tail stuff, just a couple of car lengths separating each driver.
Power still now holding on for third position, but he's gained in on Alex Palou's time, so Ericsson has very much backed the pack up as they come through. Mick did get a drive through, yes. Jack says to me, Schumacher is one of those guys who will be great once it all clicks through, and although that's weaving from Will, what was that about? Yeah, Will Power very much blocking the attack back from Pato O'Ward a couple of laps ago when he overtook. Now we're watching Ericsson holding the front, and this is an Indy 500 champion. He's won races, but he never had a pole position. It's weird to say that he's Indy 500 champion. He was close to winning the championship as well in IndyCar after that 500 victory, but he's never had a pole. That was his first NTT P1 award last night.
Yeah, incredible to think about. Over 100 starts as well, along with his Indy 500 win and all the other wins that he's had. Wow.
Simpson and Dixon coming into the pit lane, and it was Simpson's alternative red tyre parked on the entry, and Dixon clips it, launches it into Simpson's front wing, and it sort of ricochets back alongside itself and hits against the pit wall. Now, that would be Simpson getting a penalty for equipment outside of the pit box, because that was Dixon's fault hitting it. That was completely in the lines of a dual pit lane.
And those two are teammates, of course.
I'm loving this start, Matthew. It's great action, isn't it?
Oh, I'm stunned that it's been as sanitary as it has been, because I was not anticipating it to be this clean. But these are the best drivers in the world, some of them at the very least, and they have gotten through the first, 6 laps, working lap 7, very cleanly.
Into the pit lane has come Venus VK from 16th, so he's going to get off the alternative tyres, presumably go to black. No, he's gone to another set of the alternative reds, so they want to try and get out that mandatory set. Now, it is a rule that you have to serve a mandatory set of alternative sticker red tyres, no matter what your starting tyre was. So it's mandated one other set as well, and that is why we're seeing them all come through, getting rid of them early on with 2 sets back-to-back, starting on the reds, going to the reds, and then having black primaries for the rest. It's a 70-lap race. The reds can only take you about 10 to 12 laps maximum. Some of these guys also started their qualifying tyres in order just to have a little bit of extra grip, because it just goes so quickly. As Palou right on the back of Ericsson as they come down now towards the braking zone at turn number 10. This is coming down the Randall Mill Road into the braking zone, past the Toyota Gazoo Racing Paddock Club, and now we go back down Stadium Drive past the Globe Life Field. This is an amazing strategy already, Matthew.
Yeah, and down that 9/10 of a mile back straightaway, nearly 1 mile in length. Palou in the slipstream of Ericsson really closed in, but Palou hasn't taken a peek anywhere to get by Ericsson. Like I said, I think he's very comfortable just sticking where he's at right now in that yellow and red DHL-sponsored number 10. 7 laps complete. Ericsson leads from Palou, Power, O'Ward, and Kirkwood. Palou continues to fill up the mirrors of Ericsson. We moved the start time up, as you know, JB, and that hasn't helped me out. I will leave everyone in JB's hands here for just a couple of minutes as I take care of something behind the scenes. I wasn't expecting to be on air quite this early.
No, we've moved everything up an hour. No worries, mate. You go, and I will take care of it. As Ericsson goes in deep through the horseshoe, as we now see that is down. That's the down Chip Ganassi Racing. So what's going on down there? There's some sort of technical issue between the pit box. I think they've lost communication down there at Chip Ganassi Racing. I saw Chip himself changing headsets and moving around trying to find things out. So we'll get the latest to you shortly. Meantime, Palou is now 0.5 of a second behind Ericsson as they head down Randall Mill Road, and closing in also is Will Power in 3rd position. Are we about to see an interesting move coming through from Alex Palou, as we have the distance now down towards the braking zone? It's not even a straight. There's so many twists and turns down that back turn, the long back straight, which is 700 meters longer than what it is down at the Monza start-finish straight. It's even longer than the Indianapolis front straightaway, the front and back, which is equidistal lengths. Power 136.484, Ericsson 135.875. As we move on to lap 10 of this event of 70. Still pushing like crazy. driver change is not really working out the way you want it to. He keeps saying different positions. Into the pit lane comes Mick Schumacher. So Schumacher pits again. Listen to Willpower. Driver's eye. Mick Schumacher has come back into the pit lane, so what tyres is he going to put on? He was only on those alternatives for... He's put on another set of alternatives. What's going on down there at Rahal Lennon Lanigan Racing? Oh, RLL. Still watching Palou. Now the gap grows to 1.025 of a second. Jonathan Grace has reported that Felix Rosenquist likes the balance of his car. So looks like Rosenquist is okay. Where's he running at the moment? Up in 6th position for Meyershank Racing. One more with Scotty Mack, who's in 16th. He's chasing down Dennis Hauger in 15th. We cut back to the leaders though. Marcus Ericsson to Alex Palou. Welcome back to our viewers in America on Fox. Marcus Ericsson the leader to Alex Palou in 2nd. Oh, they just disappeared. They've just disappeared. Sorry, you've got it again. Kyle Collette running in 17th position has come into the pit lane. Schumacher's dropped now down to 25th. Is he? Where is he? He's still on the alternative sets. Simpson only does 6 laps. But confirmed that Mick Schumacher has come into the pit lane an awful lot more than we were anticipating on that last time round, which was strange to me. So Schumacher's now dropped down to last place after going 2 sets of alternatives. Dixon running right now in P19 on 6 laps of the alternatives. And I think O'Ward is slowing back, but Kirkwood's under pressure from Felix Rosenquist, who, as we said, Matthew, got reported from IndyCar Radio that he likes the balance of his car. He likes how it's handling. So Rosenquist could be in form.
Well, it would make a lot of people happy in this area if the Texas A&M car could win here in Arlington, Texas, as these front runners have been spaced out now a little bit. 1.3 seconds from 1st to 2nd. Then it's another, 1.2 from 2nd to 3rd, which is Palou to Power, of course. But it's been a good start here through 10 laps, and now we settle in to see who's going to take care of their tires the best and who's going to manage the strategy the best in this race. Glad to be with you, by the way, JB.
Pleasure.
Happy that you'll be taking Las Vegas later today. Are you going to be... Are you going to be sane by the end of that Las Vegas race? I mean, I know you're used to working a lot of races on a single day, but just the way the space, wow, as David Malukas and Christian Rasmussen get very close together. This is back at the 8th position. Joseph Newgarden right in behind him, too. Newgarden's going to get into the slipstream of his teammate Malukas, who's gotten by Rasmussen. Oh, and look at Newgarden force his way through to get by Rasmussen. Boy, Christian Rasmussen probably has to be thinking, I'm really tired of people elbowing their way past me the last 2 weeks.
It's literally just out you go, moving past, and then hopefully you might get a little bit of a wave. And Ferrucci's there too to try and have a go. But Newgarden, who's rewrapped his livery into what his original race car was. Remember, that car's the same one that won at Phoenix a week ago as well. So it's the oval car after his main car got a puncture in the side. Ferrucci, did he get through? Yes, he did. Ferrucci got through on Louis Foster.
Yeah, and they both got by Rasmussen. Wow, so Rasmussen lost 4 places.
Rasmussen's dropped way down the order now. That's insane. He's just dropped off from 8th now down to 12th. What were you saying, by the way? Yeah, well, F1 Academy earlier, co-coms with Omi as he was leading it. Chinese Grand Prix, which was absolutely mental. And then the IndyCar race, well, Indy Next, I was relief commentator during the breaks. That was quite an exciting one. Lots of drama for the half-an-hour race we had. And IndyCar's looking great. And then we got Las Vegas coming up. That's going to be even more exciting as Rasmussen, Hauger, Grosjean and Robb into the pit lane. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the NASCAR, actually, and we'll be live across both JB Motorsports and USM.
Yeah, as I said, I know you're used to busy days, but this feels like it's very strung out. Like, the amount of hours between each race is much larger than it normally is for you guys with races in China, Texas, and Nevada.
It's all over the place, honestly. I never know when we're coming or going or being at this point. This was the battle coming through. And yeah, Malukas, that was insane wheel-to-wheel with Rasmussen, but well done for Malukas for getting by there.
Yeah, that really hurt Christian. As we said, he ended up losing 4 positions on that as Malukas got by him. Then he got done by Newgarden and Foster and Ferrucci.
But with Newgarden now, so he's watching that battle. He's able to use push to pass and the hybrid boost. Yeah, he's on push to pass now, you can see, and just using a couple of seconds on the brakes. Got the inside line, and well, he did force him out of the way. I'm surprised he didn't go into the wall then. Ferrucci was able to do the up and under. As we switch back now to Malukas, who nearly goes into the wall. Very twitchy coming out of turn 10. Tyres starting to go away.
And that's definitely been an area where a lot of people have gotten very close to the wall as the weekend has gone on. That's been one of the toughest places on these drivers.
Massively. This is the replay again that we saw earlier on. So Simpson comes into the pit lane. He nudges the tyre. Well, actually, looking at it again, it was Simpson who nudged the tyre because he was late in his pit box, and then Dixon was the one who sent it launching. So Simpson might actually get that penalty for hitting equipment in the pit box area. Oh, hello. Who's that coming out just ahead of Dixon in the pit lane? That's Kyle Kirkwood. So Kirkwood gets out back ahead of Dixon, who is running in 15th position.
Yep, 15th position, so Kirkwood able to come out in front of him. That is important for Kyle's race.
You can feel the tension, can't you? This race is just sort of bubbling away. It's like Nashville.
Well, yeah, and that's what a lot of drivers were comparing it to earlier in the week, and you can see the comparisons to the street course that we used to run in Nashville, but it is incredible scenes going by, particularly AT&T Stadium, just because of the behemoth of a stadium that it is. To be going by this sports complex in Dallas, though, it does create incredible visuals.
Pato O'Ward has come into the pit lane. He was done 14 laps on those alternative set of red tyres as Ericsson continues to go. He's pulled out 1.2 seconds now to Palou. Okay, makes sense. Jack Harvey.
Kevin. The highest runner on the hard compound is Felix Rosenqvist. They've been telling him, take care of the rears as we see Pato O'Ward coming in, and that was the message. They told Rosenqvist, those on the softs are going to have to start stopping, and you're going to move forward.
Yeah, and that was Armstrong coming in, so they're all moving around, Matthew. This is going to be the great part of the racing action that they want to come in.
Leaders going through this turn 5 section and then into the horseshoe. Very on brand to have a horseshoe on a racetrack in Arlington, and now they'll make their way towards this long back straightaway. Can you believe that we have a straightaway on a street course this long, just about a mile in length? The speeds are mental down this straight. Kind of reminds you of the back straight at Baku, doesn't it, in Azerbaijan? Yeah. It's not perfectly straight, but my goodness, incredible speeds.
Fantastic run as they hold together. More pit stops coming in. This was a replay and a fumble and loss of the wheel nut coming through there. So more time lost in the pit stop, unfortunately. Well, I'm enjoying this battle so far. 15-17. How long have we been racing? 25 minutes. It's going to be a long night, isn't it? Look and O'Ward trying to go defensive. Kirkwood trying to look around the outside. O'Ward slides coming out of turn number 10. Down we go again. Can't we see anything going through? Kirkwood looks to the outside line of the last corner. O'Ward defends hard, and there's a little bit of a nudge. Dixon pits, by the way, but Kirkwood wants to get through on O'Ward ASAP, Matthew.
Yeah, and Kirkwood's tires are warmed up where Pato's are not quite there after coming to pit road. So that was well done by Pato to defend on those cold tires. So Dixon, 2 pit stops in 16 laps.
Well, he's got rid of those reds, and now he's gone back onto the black primary, so that's got rid of that little strategy. But loads of different plans going off in people's heads today as how they're going to approach this. It really is quite exciting, because nobody knows exactly what the right call is. This was Kirkwood, and that little nudge coming through that last corner. That could have been so easily a puncture for Pato. The front wing of Kirkwood rubbing against the back right of O'Ward with incredible detail.
Just grazed it. Palou is closed in on Ericsson. In his slipstream again. Like I said, that 10 car is not going anywhere all day long. If he limits mistakes, and of course it was a mistake that he made last week that put him out very early in Phoenix, but if he doesn't make any mistakes, JB, I find it difficult to figure out who beats him. But on to pit road, the 2 leaders come simultaneously.
Down to pit road we go.
On pit lane, Townsend. Marcus Ericsson has been absolutely flying. The new stuff going on for him. Georgia.
Race for Alex Palou.
Oh, look at that.
Pit lane, but Marcus Ericsson still on pit lane. Palou is going to beat him. It was soft to soft for him.
Second in.
Yeah, and it was the front right tire, Matthew, with just no wheel nut. Again, it's the second time we've seen that happen. And Palou has now got such a jump on him, but crucially, they get out of Ericsson and O'Ward.
3-second difference between those pit stops. Palou 7.3, Ericsson 10.1, and that's all you need. You cannot make any mistakes when you're trying to beat Alex Palou. It wasn't a mistake by Ericsson, it was a mistake by his pit crew. Will Power assumes the lead from Felix Rosenqvist, Alexander Rossi, David Malukas, and Joseph Newgarden, but what will be the fight for the lead has now switched over to Palou ahead of Ericsson.
Kiffin Simpson did receive a penalty for that hit of the tyre in the pit box. He's now come through the pit lane in order to serve it. Meantime, we're on board now. Looking back to Carl Kirkwood, we ride with Pato O'Ward, who's in 12th position as that McLaren sings down the back straightaway. They're on the attack now as well, trying to get past of Scott McLaughlin.
And look how much closer they are to Ericsson after that slow stop from Ericsson. So O'Ward and Kirkwood are right behind him. And Palou is up the road, and he's just going to laugh about that all the way to the bank. I mean, what an awful pit stop from the Andretti team, and more perfection on pit road from the Chip Ganassi DHL number 10 team. So that is the first real big swing in this race as we work lap 18 of 70.
Battle is brewing. That's what I like to see. Such a good race, this. Definitely enjoying it as they come into this one.
It's definitely been...
We'll see how much... Go on, Matthew.
I would have absolutely made a bet that before 20 laps came and gone, we would have had a yellow.
Yeah, I thought we would have by now. Amazed that it's been this clean. After the Indy next race, I was convinced we were going to have a nightmare. Because they didn't even manage to set the green flag without crashing. What was all that about? We have jump starts, slow starts, like no one knew where the green flag was going to be.
Don't ask me.
So where does that nut go? It doesn't connect, so they change it.
Yep.
Maybe they don't, throw very expensive wheel guns halfway in the year. There'll be less failures like that. They cost $3,000 a piece, and they just chuck them in the air like they're nothing.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's just so stupid. Power's not stopped yet. He's 18 laps into this stint. Is he coming through this time? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's taking those red tires a long way.
Fox go to break. You stay with us here Power, Rosenquist, Rossi, Malukas, Newgarden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as things stand. We're still waiting for first proper pit stops to try and fly through. In terms of push to pass, we're seeing a couple of seconds already been used. Power's down to 171, so he's used 29 to come through. This is quite fun. I'm enjoying this because they want to use the black primary tyres as much as possible, but they're being forced to use some of the reds for long periods. So we're seeing different strategies to come through. Power's probably wanted to do red, red, black, so he can try and take it as long as possible and try. Could he even do a one-stopper? It's possible if he keeps doing this. He's done 20 laps, do another 20, then he's only got to do blacks that can do double the distance. It's possible he can just do a two-stop.
And that would be just insane. Oh, here's Felix Rosenquist on the move, though, on Power. Rosenquist pulls to driver's right, under braking into this right-hander. Rosenquist is going to have positioning, and he has powered around Power. And to the lead goes the Texas A&M colors of Felix Rosenquist.
So box now for Will Power, because if you lose one position, you're going to lose time to Rossi, and then you risk losing time to Palou, who's the net race leader in 10th position right now as well. He's gone to another set of alternatives at the moment. So black primaries at the moment are looking good, and Power's kept going through. Malukas has come through, but Will Power, Matthew, stays in this race. Again, don't get what the point is.
Well, we talk all the time about these IndyCar races. They're so difficult to win, not only because of the group of drivers and the incredible amount of talent on the grid, but you've got to get the strategy right. And in any given IndyCar race, you could have anywhere up to 4, 5, or even 6 different strategies up in the air at the same time. And this is peculiar to watch Power go nearly 20 laps off the start on these reds, but maybe it'll work out for him. Just don't know how the cautions are going to fall, how the strategy is going to play out throughout the race. But ever since he's lost the lead to Rosenquist, what has it been? In a space of about a lap, JB, Rosenquist has gone by 2 seconds.
Yep, and Rossi's gap is now down to 3.1, so he's gained 2 seconds. So Power's just starting to drop back as we were expecting. Those tyres are done. One ball with Rosenquist now down towards turn 10, and he's fighting those bumps brilliantly. But as I said earlier on, we go from a really weird strat because we go from the concrete, we go to tarmac, we go to brick, and we go to paving slabs. It's just weird.
And Rosenquist was on the push to pass that time down the back straightaway, so he is clearly pushing. This is one of
boxing.
I was going to say could very well be the end lap for Felix.
That's weird for black primary tyres to only do 20 laps. Power's now going to retake the lead, and he's done 20 laps on the alternative reds. So that's now alternative reds used as well, going on for Rosenquist. A lot of fuel going in there, though, Matthew. So they're trying an alternative run of fuel strategy.
Yeah, I like it. I like that strategy. Get the lead, push hard on that in lap, build up that lead. He built it up to about 3 seconds, and then come to pit road. Let's see where he filters out at. Oh, he's right next to Kirkwood. These are cold tires for Rosenquist. Kirkwood's going to get through.
Scrub set though, so they will get a bit more temperature quite quick, but Kirkwood's already got through. But critically, he's rejoined in that battle for the net lead of the race as Ferrucci has dropped down into 15th position. Graham Rahal comes into the pit lane and leaves. He's done 26 seconds, and he's taken a brand new set of, oh, hang on a minute, it could be black primaries because it's just gone to a question mark on my, it is the black primaries. So Graham Rahal now has gone to the black sidewall tyres as alternatives. It's still a wild strategy game, and this is why I like the first races at new circuits, Matthew. No one's got a clue what the strategy is, and we're working on overtime to try and work it out.
Yeah, exactly right. And we'll see if Felix and that 60 team down there do have the right strategy, but I kind of like it. He wasn't going to win the race. He was probably going to get a solid result, but he wasn't going to win the race going on the same strategy that Ericsson and Palou and O'Ward's on. So go 20 laps on the blacks, build that gap, as I mentioned, build that delta to the cars that he was racing with, and then switch on to the reds, and he can be on attack mode now this stint.
Rossi, Newgarden and McLaughlin all coming into the pit lane. Will Power stays out. This is an amazing run on those reds. No, well, is anyone else running 21 lap old Reds? No. VK's running 14 lap, but that's it. So this is amazing from Will Power. He's taken those tyres a lot longer than anything else, with the two Penske's coming together, and Newgarden gets out ahead of Scotty Mack.
Yeah, this is a pretty superhero run by Will Power to go this long on Reds to start. But, you know, he was one that was talked to on the grid walk, and he said, we have no idea what the strategy is. It could be 2, it could be 3 stops. As you said, the way he's going, you wouldn't totally count out 1 stop, would you? But obviously would need some cautions to help him out, and we haven't had one through the first 20 laps or so, but we'll see.
On board with Will Power. No, he's trying to change things on his dash, but the bump's making it impossible. So he's down the brakes, but he's now got 9 seconds to Foster. And he's looking okay. Lap time last time by was the fastest he's done all race, a 1:36.1628. So Power's still powering through. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. And he's coming in this lap time. He's coming in now. So 23 laps was the maximum for those red tyres. Surely now it's going to be another set of the Reds. Let's go down pit road.
Or Kevin.
This was a fantastic
It
first
is
stop
Reds.
for Will Power, who gets maybe in position to be able to do it on one more stop. He needed to get to at least lap 22. He's got
no!
a stop from boy Louis Foster coming in, but Power is the only one that's already run the soft and might be able to do it on one more stop.
You've got a feeling that Foster planned that from RLL, because now that's put back into position some of their drivers from earlier on in the race. But that's now blocked a critical time for Will Power. He's trying to do a 2-stop strategy, which is start on the Reds, then use the Mandarin set of Reds, then go to black primaries to the end. But that just really cost at the exit there. And yeah, well, that's just Foster in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, nothing that Louis really could do right there, but just more bad luck for Will Power, which of course he brought on his own bad luck last week. But he has really had a nightmare start to the season, and that has certainly cost him time. So Pelot cycles into the lead, and his lead, JB, is about 2 seconds on Ericsson. So now we have a better feel about what the running order is as all the stops have cycled. It's gone Pelot, Ericsson, O'Ward, Kirkwood, Rosenquist, then Power in 6th, and Power's about 9 seconds off the lead.
Oh, contact!
Wow.
Newgarden spinning as Malukas and him make contact now. How did Newgarden? He stalled the engine, but that was Malukas just did not give him room. Turns in, Newgarden was there. Newgarden does a half spin and stalls the engines. That's why Newgarden's dropped back down the order.
And it actually looked like there was room to Newgarden's left there. Malukas certainly pinched him, but Malukas gave him a little bit of room, and Newgarden didn't take it. So Joseph has really plummeted down the running order back in 21st. And that has really put a wrench in his race.
Pelot leads because he got a better pit stop than Marcus Ericsson, and he was the net leader. And into the pits came Will Power. He got held up by Foster. He's now dropped to 6th, but Alex Pelot is the leader of this race. But watch out for Will Power. He's trying to do a 2-stop strategy, and that's going to be quite a critical run.
And he's going to have to go a long way on the run that he's on now, Will, to make that happen. And he's going to have to be consistent on this run. So we'll see. Obviously, the time lost on pit road there for nearly colliding into Louis Foster won't help. Foster's come back on the track 9th, by the way, so still looking for his first career top 10 in IndyCar. Maybe today is the day for Louis.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it, if it is? Foster to get in there for a podium, that would be something special. It's P9 at the moment. They'll hold it together nicely. Are you enjoying this one? I really am. A lot of action here at the Grand Prix of Arlington. Round 3 of the season. Fingers crossed it's going to be an interesting run around. Still seeing at the moment, Matthew, a little bit of strategy playing out further down the field.
Yeah, that's what we're just waiting on to unfold here, is the strategy of this race, because as we've talked about already a lot, we don't really know what the right strategy is. All I know is it might not matter what strategy everyone else runs. It's going to be hard to beat that 10 car. Look at the laps he's been putting in here, JB, the last couple. He stretched it out to 3 seconds on Ericsson. We talk all the time about strategy in IndyCar. So many times, though, Alex Palou makes that a moot point because he just takes his car and runs it and just smothers the rest of the field by how quick he is.
135.761, 135.604, 135.361. That's the last lap times from Alex Palou. He has just been knocking them out of the park time and time again. Really is strong. We're riding with McLaughlin as Fox are on commercial break. Now, Scotty Mack running in 11th position, but there's battles going on the circuit. Schumacher's still down in 25th position. I can see him on the driver tracker. He's catching at the back of the 19 of Hauger, who has been passed by Kiffin Simpson. So Simpson's passed Hauger and has taken quite a distance away on that last time by. But come on, the international feed, please. Oh, okay, we do change from one car to another as we now ride on board. Is this with Stingray Rob? No, it's with Santino Ferrucci. No, it is Stingray Rob. I was right first time as he's putting around the outside line now of Christian Rasmussen for 15th position. Hard on the brakes down into turn 10. Rasmussen's on the inside line and he's got to have track position. Rob will try and get the cut back and put the power down on the run now down towards turn 11. Surely he's going to have the inside line. Should go to lay on the brakes. That's going to be critical. Rob's through with a great move. Confused me for a second because he's also got the Stars and Stripes livery this weekend on the side.
Well, I tell you, you have to be really bold to make an overtake on Christian Rasmussen. That boy does not give up. So Rob up into 15th with that pass on Rasmussen. And Kevin Lee is doing a report on Will Power's Fueler.
NASCAR Technical Institute, but I really honed my skills in this program called ATC, ran by Coach Phil Horton.
But you probably just watched on TV and said, hey, there are a lot of football players there. That could be me.
That's right. I want to continue to be competitive, and it looked like a good sport to get into.
How tough is it to nail it, to find the right precision as a fueler?
You have to be precise, man. It takes a lot of, work day in, day out, practicing and honing on your skills.
Thanks, Mike. He's got to keep the helmet on just in case there is an emergency stop for Will Power.
We love that. Something we've...
Kevin Lee throwing back to what he thinks is Mike Joy, not Will Buxton. That was a bit confused. To come there through. There's Palou leading by 4.3 seconds at the moment, Matthew. And he's then got time and time still running. Palou really fighting back after not the greatest St. Pete and one of the worst Phoenixes he's had.
Well, and it was his mistake that put him in the wall in Phoenix last week to finish 24th. But if you ever wanted to bet on a guy to rebound, it is this guy in Palou, and already looking for his second win of the season, and you wouldn't bet against him right now. 4.5 second lead.
This is incredible battle strategy as Rasmussen comes into the pit lane now as well. He did 13 laps on the set of alternative tyres. So he's gone now, presumably, to black tyres with 44 to go. Such a strange race. It's such a long one, actually, as well. We're 43 minutes in, and we're not even at half distance, Matthew. How long are we going to be here? Don't forget, we can't go an hour longer, because then we'll have to go to a timed race, because that wind that's coming in is very, very dangerous. Now, it's not dangerous in terms of, oh yeah, it's 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Wouldn't affect the cars too much, Matthew, but it is because there's so many temporary structures around here. They've got to think of the fans.
Yeah, they were saying 60 or 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts, which is nothing new to this area of the country either.
Right decision to move everything up an hour, though. 100%. Into the pit lane comes... Oh, Marcus Ericsson's coming in. After just 10 laps on those reds. And so's Carl Kirkwood. So Palou stays out. So this is going to put Will Power back into the mix. Yeah, Kirkwood did 14 laps on those sets of alternatives. Has to come through. Let's go now, pit road.
He has been driving a fantastic race. There was a slight issue on the previous stop. Going to the hard tyre. That one will look textbook.
I don't think it was textbook. It looked like there was a problem on the rear left. There's a problem now on the rear right tyre for Kyle Kirkwood. That took a long time to get going there, Matthew.
Yeah, and that's yet another pit road mistake. We've already seen quite a bit in this race. And maybe you wouldn't expect so many pit road mistakes with the double pit road. It's not as congested over there, but my goodness, that's a pit road mistake from Ericsson, Kiffin Simpson. Now one here from Kirkwood.
It's just getting worse. Rear right did not want to go on at all. That's his second slow stop for Kyle Kirkwood in this race. He was right in front of Ryan Marine reporting on that one. I can see him there just talking.
Enormous loss of time. Meanwhile, Ericsson has come out just in front of Scott McLaughlin. This is 9th and 10th on the racetrack, and McLaughlin is all over the back of Ericsson here, trying to juke and jive his way by on this long back straightaway. Ericsson is taking up a lot of the road. McLaughlin might stick it in around the outside. He's going to try in that red and white number 3. Backs out. Now tries to get the power down out of 10 to attack, and now Pallou's in from the lead.
Palou pits from the lead of the race, will stay with the battle because this is critical if Ericsson can keep ahead here as Palou gets going. He's on to a used set of black primaries. Rosenquist will now take over. Awards coming into the pit lane. Rosenquist leads a power second, but is Ericsson going to catch up and get out ahead of Alex Palou? I don't think he is, Matthew.
No, I don't think it's going to be particularly close either. He had built such a huge lead.
What about Award, though?
Award exits pit road here.
They've jumped to Award. There's Palou just in the distance. My God, that's about, what, 2 seconds? 2.5?
He's doing just like what he did at St. Pete 2 weeks ago. McLaughlin still putting pressure on Ericsson through turn 4. And now heading to the horseshoe.
Sorry, even though Palou won in St. Pete, he wasn't happy with it, was he? It was a very up and down weekend for him. He said it was messy. So he wants to sort of have it back together, which is weird because I thought, Matthew, meeting on the call, it was quite a good dominant performance from him. He led loads of laps as well. It was a good pit stop. So if that was messy by his standards, what is a good race for him as Award nearly makes contact with Palou coming out of the pit lane?
Yeah, Award had to almost come to a stop to allow Palou to go through so he could turn right into his box. So, I mean, there's so many drivers losing time on pit road right now, but you know who isn't losing any time on pit road? It is Palou.
Yeah, he's just going absolutely straight out there. Damn the rest of you. As Rosenquist still leads this race by 1.5 seconds. Scotty Mack now comes in for another stop out there today as this field continues to run. Very abrupt call, cut off there from Fox. But yeah, coming in again, we're riding with Scotty Mack, who's now into the pit lane himself. Right, let's go down to pit. Oh, well, then there's no pit road, is there? Well, we've got Tom Gaymore. He might be good.
Red running. He's going to go red again, surely. And this will be another short stint on the reds. And then he'll have the black sidewall tyre to finish at the end.
Cheers, Tom. As we come into it, hello, Nathan. Hello, everybody. And yes, Fiona wondering that's why. I know a few stats. Yes, we're an hour earlier. Everything in this race is now an hour earlier. So that's why we had the warm-up session, Indy next, then IndyCar sort of back to back to back over the last few hours. It's been very, very hectic. And then we've got, how long, Matthew? About an hour's break before the NASCAR Cup Series race at Las Vegas?
Yeah, green flag will be just after 4 p.m. Eastern time for Vegas today.
What's the time right now?
It is just after 1 o'clock, so about 3 hours from now.
So that is 6, 7, 8, 8 o'clock. Yeah, so we're on here at 7:30 in the UK as well, and that's going to be 3:30 over there stateside as they get Dixon trying to come around the outside line of Stingray Rob down to turn 10. Can't go that so far. We're nearly halfway through this race. No cautions, 4 leaders, 5 lead changes. 25 out of the 25 that started are still running. Average speed at 99.35 mile an hour. It's been a quick race, actually, in the inside of 50 minutes, but surprised no caution yet. That's really shocked me.
It's been a stunningly clean start as Dixon wanted to take a peek there on Stingray Rob, but stays in line. Marcus Armstrong just behind him. Then one of the Dale Coyne cars, it's Romain Grosjean, and then we find Newgarden after his spin earlier. He has been able to rally at least up to 17th for now. This is, what is this, about 6 cars just snaking their way through this course together here, JB, as they make their way off of AT&T Way, connecting their way to Turn 4, which is that very sharp left-hander. Then they'll cut underneath the bridge. They're heading straight towards AT&T Stadium before they make that 180-degree Turn 5, and now through the horseshoe. This is just such a fascinating racetrack. They've done a great job making this street course out of nothing. And again, my favorite part, coming here right out of Turn 9, JB, drop the hammer when you come out of Turn 9, and then just let it run for nearly a mile at incredibly high speeds.
Yeah, I wonder how many people are going to be walking the streets later on and picking up souvenirs from the marbles, the track drama, maybe the wind that comes through and blow it all clear into all the parts of the city. It's not exactly 100% clean, is it? But still, it's a fantastic back straightaway, and it's done in around about 10 seconds, a mile in 10 seconds. It's unbelievable.
David Malukas into pit road, car number 12.
Kyle Collette's Stingray Rob also in as well. So that will change over from alternative for Stingray Rob. It's going to happen road.
Early as in comes David Malukas to take on the hard compound tyre. And
so there we go. Again, no use of pit road there. It was quite quick for Malukas to come through. He's going to join behind this gaggle of cars where Scott Dixon's leading from 13th onwards. Now you see that red tape if you're watching along with us, the sort of diagonal to the right and the straight one coming in horizontal from the left. You're not allowed to go over the horizontal right, and then you can, it signifies pit exit when the horizontal left comes over, but it's vertical right, I should say. It's quite an interesting situation just to tape down the pit exit here to make sure that cars are safe on exit, Matthew.
Yeah. As I was just saying a moment ago, they've done such a great job making this course. You know, it wasn't too long ago we had new street courses popping up here, there, and everywhere in IndyCar. Baltimore, Houston. This one has been built very nice, and of course we have 3 new street courses this year, with here along with Markham, Ontario, and Washington, D.C. Can't wait to see.
Told you your form up, we should have changed. Yeah, no problem. We're fine here. A bunch of guys are getting held up in the back, and you're cutting them about a half a second a lap.
that's interesting.
Half a second per lap, it looks like as well. That was from Lundgaard to try and close back up on the data speed. Looking good again, Matthew, this one.
Experienced race strategy for Christian Lundgaard. Race strategist, easy for me to say. Kyle Moyer calling the shots for Lundgaard. So very experienced there. But yeah, I do think when we get to Markham and Washington, D.C. later this year, JB, they've got a lot to live up to be as good and clean and well run as this Arlington weekend has been.
Worried about Washington, the political state at the moment. It makes it a great big target. The free nature of the event, you don't need a ticket, you just turn up and go. That could cause a lot of problems in terms of packed areas and safety. I don't know, it just seems very, any race that, especially the street circuit, that's slapdash together quite quickly. I'm nervous about, we talked about it on the Grid Network show that you'll be able to tune into later on tonight. But Matthew, what are your thoughts on the DC race?
Well, we're always going to have that fear in the back of our minds because of what's going on. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're all going to always have that fear in the back of our minds because of what's going on around the world right now. But at the same time, we can't be crippled and we can't be handicapped by fear. And we do have to go on with our lives, and we do have to go on with enjoying our lives. And I understand everyone's feelings towards it. I understand the fear factor of it. We all understand the reason for that, but going to go in with as much positivity as I can, because if it can go on without a hitch, JB, then it will turn into a historic race to race through the streets of the nation's capital, past all of those historic monuments, and just try to stay positive, because it's going to be a great sight if it indeed does happen.
Agreed. It will be absolutely spectacular action, and I'm 100% looking forward to it. But I just hope and pray that it's done safely and it's been worked out quite methodically. As we watch right now, Felix Rosenqvist, TV communication.
That's the hope, that's the intention.
I wish Fox would stop doing that. They keep giving us different graphics, expecting us to realise what's going on. Honestly, I'm starting to hate Fox on IndyCar a little bit. Just a touch. It's getting harder and harder as the year goes on. Where were we now? 21 races in. They're still making basic mistakes. We've got to see it's a season and 3 races in. Come on.
Yes, I love the energy that Fox has put into the series, and they have a part ownership in it now, which I love, because that means that they now have their own stakes are on the line. So I love that part, but I'm amazed that in year 2 we're still having so many issues with graphics and timing, and yeah, that has to get better, because last year's telecast of the Indianapolis 500, despite being watched by many, many, many people, it was not a clean broadcast, and they really need a clean one this year as we work the halfway lap 35 of 70.
It was a very, very bad broadcast from them. We did better, Matthew. Yeah, you on USRN at the time, and me on JB Motorsports as Grosjean in 17th position now. Still trying to hold that inside line and fight for all it's worth.
By the
Looking
way,
forward to our team up though for qualifying again.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of that DC race, by the way, JB, they really need to hurry up and get a time for that race in, because very crucial NASCAR race. It's the penultimate race before the chase at New Hampshire that day. Will start at 3 o'clock, and I'm really hoping to be able to do both of those races. So it would be nice if we could get a start time for DC, and it would really be nice if it was noon or 12:30 for that race.
We'll see. Hopefully that'll be the case. They won't be stupid about it. They'll know that lunchtime is probably the best time to do it. Plus, remember Donald Trump wants to wave the green flag, and he's getting old. He can't stay up too long. Lunchtime might be the best time. Felix Rosenqvist coming into the pit lane after 14 laps.
So he will give up the lead, and into pit road he goes. Texas A&M fighting Aggies.
They said try to get 15 laps out of the stop, so they didn't expect to be able to go long enough. So it's Shell 100% renewable fuel for Felix Rosenqvist. He's released, and Will Power is going to try to go as long as he can. 44 gives him a chance. 46 is really the get-home lap to be able to do it on 2. It's a 3-stopper for Rosenqvist.
We're halfway in the Grand Prix of Arlington. 35 down, 35 to go. Will Power now the lead as he's trying a 2-stop strategy. Starting on the reds, going to another set of the reds, then finishing on the black primaries. Got to get to lap 40 in order to make that work. You've heard from Kevin Lee. Right now, he's leading by 5 seconds to Rossi and Palou in 3rd.
So to hear from Kevin there, lap 46 is really the target. They absolutely have to get to 44, but they would like to get to 46. To get to 46, JB, they've got to go another 10 laps on this run. We'll see. I like the idea. I like the creativity of the strategy, but I'm not sure if it's going to be able to be executed correctly or not, but we'll see. Can he make it another 10 laps? 44 they have to get to. 46 they hope to get to.
Will Power said that this track drives a bit like Belle Isle. I'm going to interrupt myself as Ferrucci's going to get overtaken by O'Ward, who midway down the back straightaway towards turn 10 manages to get through. Ferrucci's rear bouncing up and down over the bricks as Rossi comes into the pit lane from 2nd position. Power still leads, but yeah, he described this track as a bit Belle Isle-like, and we know how well Power went there.
Yeah, goodness, there's a track that I really miss, Belle Isle. Oh my goodness, we should have never left Belle Isle. I know the advantages of being in downtown Detroit, but wow, was Belle Isle a great racetrack. Hopefully we'll get back sometime. As you mentioned, Rossi does pit from 3rd. And Ferrucci also in. Wow, Ferrucci just shoots off that final corner and into pit road in that red, white, and blue number 14. They will go from reds to reds for Santino Ferrucci and the AJ Foyt team. Let's pick up Marcus Ericsson. He's on the back of Christian Lundgaard. And if you look at the timing, JB, Ericsson, who was in front of Alex Palou in that first stint, then had that slow pit stop. Look how far back of Palou Ericsson is now. It's 6 seconds as that gap has swollen between cars 10 and 28, and they have Louis Foster and Christian Lundgaard between them.
Absolutely insane how big of a gap that is. And watch it now on board with Ericsson. He's trying to get past Lundgaard and Foster. They're the next two up coming through. This is going to have to be a quite quick attack back before we go through our next pit stops, because we've got loads of drivers now running two different strategies. The 2-stopper and then a 3-stopper. It's how many tyres you want to have left. And you need, ideally, I think for Will Power, he can't have a caution. This has to be a caution-free race for him, as Ericsson's got passed by Kirkwood.
Wow.
Kirkwood steals it on the inside line. What speed he had down to turn 10.
Oh, that's... So this has just not gone well for Marcus Ericsson at all here. He's gotten trapped behind Foster and Lundgaard, who are side by side up there. Wow, Lundgaard makes a pass, forces his way to the right elbow of Foster and gets through. So Lundgaard gets by Foster, and Kirkwood's closing in on both of them, and Ericsson has really had his race gone south ever since that slow first pit stop. On to the start-finish straight go this group of cars. Lundgaard leads the way in this group, running in the 3rd position. And now Kirkwood's going to have to worry about getting held up by those two ahead of him.
I've got one question for you, Matthew, as well, as Dixon Pitts coming in as well. He's going to get a new aero off screen coming through and a black set of primary tyres. A lot of fuel going into that car. We'll check it out as he comes through.
Here's the NFL on Fox music. Wow.
That's where we are at the AT&T Stadium. That's certainly something to welcome you back to, isn't it?
That iconic music that's been the theme for the NFL on Fox ever since their inception in the mid-90s. It's been 30 years, and they've had the same theme music for all 30, and they better never change.
Yes, they've had the same one for NASCAR as well, but they just now use it for IndyCar. They're not even trying to let the IndyCar be its own thing. As whoa, down the inside, that's how close Kirkwood got to Ericsson. My God, practically trying to go over the top of him. Well, to be fair, probably for the best, because Ericsson, every time he goes airborne on a new street circuit, tends to win.
Yeah, funny how that works with Marcus.
Keeps on happening as well. He's 6th at the moment. Power still leads. Andretti having a good day here.
Well,
Power,
again,
by the way, looking stronger. New guard in boxing, go on.
Yeah, and again, Will just needs a clean day. I mean, obviously a win would be great. Wow, it's Louis Foster and Marcus Ericsson were weaving back and forth. Ericsson's gotten by Foster. Foster was trying to attack him, and Ericsson went very defensive down the pit straight. But obviously, if Will could work this strategy and win, it would be great, obviously. But again, more than anything, he just needs a clean day, top 5 finish, get his championship going, then go into next week, the week off, before going to Alabama, where he's had success in the past. Newgarden on pit road, exiting in that multicolored PPG sponsored car.
He's had a good strategy call over the last few, hasn't he? It's been a sort of weird start-up between them all, but this actually is turning into one of the great IndyCar races. It's a tactical masterclass.
Oh, no.
It's not often. Oh, that's Schumacher! Schumacher is around. Has he stalled the engine? And this could be critical timing, actually, for Will Power. He's restarted, refires, keeps it going, but he's kept the clutching, and he's got his father's talent for getting away with tricky situations. Schumachers know how to keep the clutches in.
Yeah, they do. So Mick able to get back going. We stay green. That's a shame for Mick. We'll see what happened to him here.
Oh, he comes in, Newgarden's on the outside, and he just tags, and it's the T-bone in the wrong position. It's Schumacher who goes round like a dime.
Well, he went over the curbs. He went into that corner at a sharp angle to try to avoid Joseph, and in fact, the exact opposite happened.
Okay, not the best situation then, but that's critical because that could have been a caution perfectly timed for Will Power.
Yeah, that would have worked. That would have worked in Will's favor for sure. As here's Kirkwood lunging towards Lundgaard at turn 4. I don't think if anyone has anything for Palou today, it's either going to be because Will Power's on this right alternate strategy, or it could be Kirkwood. If Kirkwood can get free of Lundgaard here, JB, maybe he could put in some good lap times. The problem is he's 7 seconds behind Palou, but maybe Kirkwood can use some push to pass here and get by Lundgaard on this 9/10 of a mile straightaway. Here he is in the slipstream. Lundgaard down the middle of the racetrack. Well, where will Kirkwood go? He'll cut to driver's left. Lundgaard going to make him go around the outside as they make their way to 10, but before they even get to the corner, JB, Kirkwood is able to blast by into 3rd position.
Very nice run then for Kirkwood. Gets back up into P3. Lundgaard's done well to close back up, actually, after getting spun around at the horseshoe earlier on in the race. So because M3 race car saying goes around like a dime, is that even a saying? Well, it's a saying, and Matthew, you might know where it comes from as well. If I said to you, what did you give him gas money? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
Driven. Tossing the dime out, goes around like a dime, picks it up in the tyre, sliding out. IndyCar can't move it. Come on. Goes around like a dime. That's where the saying comes from. Oh, I thought there was someone in the wall there, the way Power cut back through. I thought Palou must have gone a bit too deep, but no, just back camera.
12 laps, I need to do it in one more stop. What's the gap to our strategy? We're not sure. He could do another 12 laps to do it in one more stop on these reds, but we'll see.
I don't know how old...
Yeah. Power's 18-lap-old tyres, he could definitely do another 5 or 6, so he can easily make it to distance. But a caution now really helps Will Power.
Palou really gaining on him on the racetrack, too. Palou's had clean air on the front wing of that car for a while, and he's close to within 3 seconds of Power. This would be a really cagey veteran kind of win for Will if he were able to pull it off on this kind of strategy. But I don't know, JV. I think on the strategy that he's on, he would have to have just a massively better car than Palou, and he doesn't. Palou obviously is flying around here, and I think it's going to overcome the alternate strategy of the Andretti team.
Yeah, he bets against Palou on a street course as well. Oh, and he's rear sliding coming through. Lundgaard comes to the pit lane. IndyCar weatherman has just said when it went through Wichita Falls a few hours ago, they recorded a gust of 61 miles an hour and carrying a lot of dust with it as well. And that's heading into the circuit quite quickly. That dust is coming as Lundgaard, Foster and Ray Hall pits.
Palou, by the way, last 3 laps, JB, he's cut 1.5 seconds off the gap to Power. 1.5 seconds in just 3 laps. Palou is flying. It's now inside of 3 seconds, 2.7.
2.7 this thing stands, so they'll hold it now. What a fantastic little time we're having to boost back through. This is one of the best races we've seen for a while, because it's a... Who says IndyCar's dying? This is a tactical masterclass.
Yeah, it's one of these heavy strategy races. You're not going to get, a whole ton of wheel-to-wheel elbows out stuff like we had at Phoenix last week. But if you really enjoy the strategic part of racing, you've definitely got it today. And Palou, on this long back straight, again, closing, JB. We just said it was 2.7. That was like 6 corners ago. Now it's 2.2.
Oh, it's closing down massively now as Palou is going to, and that's less than 2 seconds. Palou is on the attack, and he is not going to stop. He knows the score, and he knows if he can get ahead of Power, it massively criticizes Power's track position, and he's closing massively. If I was Will, I'd box now. Don't give Power the satisfaction. He's a little twitchy coming to that last corner, and he's lost more time. Power's tyres are going. He's made it to the distance. Now box and pray for a caution, Matthew.
Well, he's made it to the end of 42. We heard Kevin Lee say they have to get at least to 44, and they're hoping to maybe get to 46. So they've made it to 42, but Palou's going to be by either on this lap or the next lap on how close he's closing. Power's just about out of tire life here, and Palou is chomping here as they head towards the horseshoe.
Still fighting, still attacking. Look at the marbles offline. It looks like the old school Long Beach circuit, doesn't it? Coming into it back in the day. This race is getting exciting, it's getting dramatic, and we do not know what is going to happen. So stay tuned here as the IndyCar first ever Grand Prix of Arlington is turning into a classic with 28 laps to go. I've got a feeling it's going to quieten down, though, in the last sector because, well, that's typical what IndyCar races do, don't they? We'll be waiting to see what happens and what transpires next.
By the way, shout out to the two rookies in Kyle Collette and Dennis Hauger running strong in 11th and 12th right together on the racetrack. They're only separated by about 1 second in one position, but good runs there from the Brazilian and Norwegian rookies.
They've had an amazing day, an amazing race pace coming into it. Just look at how close Palou is now to the back, and Will Power goes for another lap, but he's inside a second now. You're back with us on Fox. Power is leading by just 9/10 of a second as Palou is right there with him, and this is going to be go time. He's got to lap 44. If Palou passes him this time, Matthew, Power must pit.
And there is some traffic just ahead. Might have been Nolan Siegel, couldn't quite tell. It might actually be Mick, but there is a car just ahead of these two.
It's Mick.
It is Mick, yep. So see if they fumble over some traffic here. I think you're right. Power will pit once Palou passes him because he's made it to 44, but he would like to keep him back as long as he can. But I have a feeling, JB, it's going to be really tough out of turn 9 this time to hold Palou back on the back straight. Kirkwood in third is chopped to 6 seconds. Kyle Kirkwood would really love if Power could hold Palou up a little bit here for the next couple of laps.
This is going to get close. Down we come towards turn number 10. This is down to the braking zone at Randall Mill Road. Is Palou anywhere near? No, he's not there. It's not coming through, but look how much he's gained in terms of time. But half a second away now as they head down Stadium Drive.
But I gotta say, that was impressive. I thought that would have been when Palou got by him. I don't know if Power used push to pass there or not, but I was surprised. He got a good exit out of 9, and Palou really didn't close in down the back straight in Randall Mill Road, so Power did well right there. Can Power squeeze out even 1 or 2 more laps? He hasn't come down pit road here. He's made it to the end of 44. He's made it to where they needed to get to. Now if he can make it 2 more laps and get to where they hoped to get to, would be a major feather in his cap.
Catching is one thing. Passing is quite another. And they now come out down through the back straight of Randall Mill Road, because it literally, Randall Mill Road is on turns 3, 4, 9, 10 as well. So there's a whole back straightaway that sort of loops back around the edge of the highway. Through the horseshoe at turn 6. Right-handed through 7 and 8. Back now down Collins Street towards turn 9. That'll bring you back down Randall Mill Road. And then, this is your favourite part because it's foot down, Matthew, isn't it, from now on?
And they are not really catching Mick as much as I thought they would, so these guys not getting held up by Mick. But look at Power. Boy, he really stretches his legs in that Andretti car. Palou is not sucking up on him down this straightaway last lap or this lap the way I thought he would. Man, this... could this actually work for Will Power here, JB? If he could go 1 more lap after this one, could be in a position to contend on this strategy. And look at how Kirkwood is closing now. We mentioned earlier Kirkwood was 8 seconds behind Palou. Now he's only 5 seconds behind Palou. Kyle Kirkwood would love if his teammate could hold up Alex Palou just a little bit longer.
Got a feeling is Palou not passing Power because he's trying to save his tyres to go longer. We heard they want to do an extra 12 laps to try and capitalise on Power being on a black primary for the last 25 laps or so. So that's good because then Palou could go throw on a stick of reds and just go for it. He has got a set left, I think, but Kirkwood's closing them down. Power now just 9/10 ahead of Palou as they are coming down through the horseshoe. There we go now, through the horseshoe now, coming through Power and Palou. Palou's got 96 seconds to push to pass. Power's got 157, Matthew. So Power can defend easily if he wants to.
Wow, so
But
Power's...
he'll be able to attack.
Yeah, he's barely been on it then. If he has that much left, that's pretty incredible. Boy, Kirkwood continues to inch up on these guys. I tell you what, this has worked out really well for Andretti, hasn't it? I don't know if it's going to make a difference in the end result, but at the very least, they're making it competitive with Palou with 25 laps to go.
21 seconds left for Pato O'Ward in 5th place. He's the worst out the entire field on push-to-pass seconds. As they continue attacking now. Will Power is purposely now, I think, slowing Palou down to try and bring Kirkwood into the mix. And Power boxing! Power coming into the pit lane. Palou will take the lead. Let's go down pit road.
Into the pits.
Final stop, Shell, fuel, Firestones. Once no changes, there is going to be fuel save here. It's equal on the tires. Everyone has to run the hard compound. Took maybe an extra second or so to get away. This is going to be fascinating with the blend.
Yeah, because he's going to come out right ahead of Lucas. Go on.
I tell you what, that was a masterful stint from a longtime master of this sport in Will Power. Now, where does he get out at? He gets out. Pato O'Ward has jumped him, so he's come out just behind Pato. That's probably a little bit better, honestly, JB, to come out behind Pato rather than to come out in front of him on cold tires and then have Pato throwing blitzes at him. So that's worked out, I think, pretty well for Will, but what a masterful couple of stints he's put in this race to give himself a chance for this win. He's come out 18 seconds behind Palou. That's the last planned stop for the 26. So he, as long as there's no cautions, he will cycle back to the lead, and the question will be, how big will his lead be? Look at the gap, though, between Palou and Kirkwood now, JB. It's under 4 seconds. Kirkwood's putting in a really good stint. Power twitching hard, coming out of 9. Might have David Malukas right up his rear wing here down this back straightaway. Now Power cannot afford to lose that position and that track position here to Malukas in that number 12 that he drove for so many years for Team Penske. Malukas is on the charge, heading to 10. Power goes defensive, and he's held him off.
Yeah, this is not what Power needed to be using more of his tyres. He's twitching the exit of Randall Mill Road, turn 10 as well as he goes back down Stadium Way. Malukas is right there. Power hasn't used the black primaries at all in this race. He's had no experience of turning them on yet and heating them up, whereas Malukas, he's on 16-lap-old black primaries. They're right now in their sweet spot. Oh, this is going to be quite an entertaining end as Rossi comes into the pit lane now after 11 laps on the alternative tyre. So you're going to see slowly they turn to black primaries soon. But is Palou going to go longer? How many laps can he do? 19 laps so far on those black primaries. He can easily, I think, go with about 7 to go. So Power's just got to keep inside the pit stop window, and he should have this, Matthew.
And Power did survive that 1 lap to get his tires up to temps. He survived the lap without losing the place to Malukas, so he should be able to ease away from Malukas on the fresher tires now. So Power is 19 seconds in back of Palou. He'll eventually cycle back to the lead, Will Power, as I said, as long as it stays green, but question will be, how big of a lead can he get? Because eventually it's going to turn back around to what it just was, as we know, JB. It's going to be Power in front, but managing his tires with fresh tires coming up behind him.
So Palou's last pit was 20 laps ago. Kirkwood's 21, the same as Ericsson. O'Ward was 20. Power's now the net race leader as Rossi drops down into 15th after his stop. So this is going to be, it's a tactical masterclass. Kirkwood's just done a 1:34.668. Fastest lap of the race so far for anybody as Marcus Ericsson comes into the pit lane. So Kirkwood has just pulled in now to 3.36 seconds.
Yeah, he's been putting in some really good laps the last 5 or so to cut into that gap. Ericsson on pit road. Off come his black tires. On goes another set of Firestone blacks. Away he goes.
Away he goes. Well, at least we said the same thing. Go on.
By the way, 120 on-track passes so far in this race. Average speed of just over 100 miles an hour. We have not had a yellow through the first 48 laps. We've had 7 lead changes among 4 different drivers. And the leader once again is Alex Palou by 3 seconds on Kyle Kirkwood. It's Pallou's putting in some laps, though, JB, because now his lead on Power is 20 seconds. So Palou putting in some good laps in comparison to Power here to try to cut down what the gap will be when it all turns back around and Power's in front with Palou chasing.
Apologies for the audio of the track. Sky having some issues at the moment, we're being told. So they'll try and repair that soon. Now, still looking strong as we see Kirkwood gap now 2.924. And Palou is boxing this time by. So Alex Palou coming into the pit lane. Okay. And that's going to allow Carl Kirkwood, who's also coming in together.
Okay, so here we go. The stage is set. It's going to be 21 laps for Palou and Kirkwood to try to run down Power. We'll see how big Power's lead is going to be. Is it a clean stop for Palou? Yes, it is.
Kyle Kirkwood has put that hard black tyre on. Another slight issue on the outside rear.
Third time, the rear right is still not connecting, Matthew. That gun still not right. And Malukas is going to come out. Hopefully alongside him, he has to go on the cone, nearly touching him. But Kirkwood's not going to be on. Have fresher tyres. This could really help Will Power as McLaughlin, Rosenquist, Colette, VK, and into the pits also coming as well. Back, I think Will came in. But this is looking great now because Kirkwood can stop Malukas and bring Power back into the mix. When did Malukas get past Power?
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to figure out. When did Malukas get around Power? Because Power should have been in position to get by Kirkwood and Palou. So Power's been held up somewhere. So Palou's made that stop later. He's made his last stop later than Power, but he's still out in front of Power. So it has not gone right for Will. And Palou, well, that should make Palou home free. I mean, now that feels like that's game, set, match.
How did that happen? So has Power gone off the track somewhere and we haven't seen it? Because he's lost a hell of a lot of time. Here we go.
Yeah, here it is.
Yes, he has gone off. Down at turn 10. Power gets an oversteer moment, almost goes into the barrier, and Malukas goes steaming through down at turn 10 at Randallville Road.
Well, that is absolutely embarrassing for Fox to have missed that live because, as we said, Power should have been away with the lead after that cycle of stops. But for him to lose the time there in the corner and then to be held up by Malukas, who got by, that has totally changed the complexion of the race, and Fox missed it.
Into the pit lane comes David Malukas. That releases Will Power, and he's visibly in the same sight line now of Alex Palou. So Palou for Chip Ganassi Racing is being attacked by Carl Kirkwood for Andretti and his teammate Will Power. Then it's going to be McLaren. Lundgaard, what a fight back after being last early on in this race. He's back now up into 5th place. This race has got entertaining.
Well, it has gotten entertaining through the cycle of the last 15 or 20 minutes of strategy, but that mistake from Power there, JB, I think has just ended this race. Yeah. If it stays green from here on out, you're not going to catch Palou. Power's not because he's on older tires, and Kirkwood, I don't think, has the car. It's going to come down to whether we get a yellow and a restart or if Palou makes a mistake, and we know he doesn't make many, but he did last weekend.
Fox have just gone back to commercial break with 20 to go. They've literally been back for 2 laps. That was it.
And this is a full screen break from Fox, who's just missed the most important part of this race, that mistake from Will Power. That is quite terrible from Fox to have missed that, because that has totally changed the complexion of the race. Oh, they missed it.
Can't believe that. That is an own goal. And Simpson's dropped down to 24th after he comes out of the pit lane. I mean, they've got Chris Miles here. Why is Chris here, by the way? Why isn't he presenting the Fox part of the season for NASCAR? You know, they only get 10 races per year now, and he's not presenting Las Vegas.
I'm assuming they've done that because race is on Fox and NASCAR is on FS1, so they put him on the Fox race. Because the NASCAR race is not on Fox. You know why, JB? Because we have that enormous sporting event known as the Bassmaster Classic. Fox is going to show people fishing for 4 hours rather than a NASCAR race. Give me a break.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What? Oh, fishing?
Yes.
On primetime Fox?
Correct.
Instead of a NASCAR race?
While NASCAR airs on FS1, the cable network, yes.
Who loves fishing that much?
For 4 hours even. 4 hours. I could think of a million and one things I'd rather do than watch other people fish for 4 hours.
Okay. I've given up asking. Okay. In that case, then, our coverage will be good on NASCAR tonight. A certain kind of American man loves fishing. Yes. Well, okay. I thought it would be March Madness in basketball. Didn't realise it would be all of fishing. Is that what you're commentating on? 4 hours of fishing?
yeah, right.
Just throw.
Yeah, I could not imagine trying to do commentary on fishing. Well, here goes the rod and the reel. And it's into the water. Let's wait for the next 17 and a half minutes to see if he gets a nibble. Speaking of nibbling, Kyle Kirkwood, he is cutting into the gap to Palou. I didn't think he had this in him, JB, after the time he lost on pit road. But Kirkwood is within a second, so maybe I've been a bit too quick to give this race to Alex Palou. They're 5 seconds clear of Will Power. Power has no attack left on these two. He would need a mistake from these two to get back into position to win this race. This becomes a two-horse race, and perhaps, JB, it's the two best street and road course racers on the circuit. Kyle Kirkwood, 4 of his 5 career wins have come on street courses. We know how good Palou is. We could have a battle royale between these two over the last 17 and a half laps.
I really hope so, because this is shaping up quite nicely. We've seen how good Palou's been here today in terms of race pace. He's been level with Will Power, but Kyle Kirkwood's been quick in single lap pace across the whole weekend, topping practice sessions left, right and centre. He just got unlucky in qualifying, and Kirkwood's had 3 pit stops today. All 3 of them have had problems, and he's still second. That's impressive.
He's really having a good drive, but it would be a monumental drive to be able to overcome all of that and still beat Alex Palou.
Let's have a look, because he's now within 6/10. He's closing down on hybrid power only. Palou, 63 seconds of push to pass. Kirkwood, 60. And Will Power, 110. That rear right still sticking, and then the nut disappears.
Yeah, the pit stop was 2 seconds slower than Palou's. Look at Kirkwood charge those final 2 corners and get right up to Palou as they start a new lap. And Kyle Kirkwood is in it to win it right now. Wow.
So here we go.
I don't know. Maybe he does have the better car at the current moment. I wasn't expecting this after that slow pit stop as he charges up into turn 4.
If these two start battling, this could bring Power back into the mix as well. Right now they're pushing each other, but if they go side by side for a while, Power could come into it. Or if they touch, Power could win.
Yeah, they would have to battle for a long time because Power is sunk now down to 6.5 seconds back. But if they do get side by side around this course, you never know. They could make contact and crash each other out of the race. This is a 2-horse race for now, unless they make a mistake. Louis Foster just came to pit road, and his chances at a first career top 10 looks like it may have gone out the window, because I think he's going to come back out onto the track. It looks like about 16th.
Look at Kirkwood's speed. He's in the slipstream way down in the braking zone around the road. Kirkwood's been fast down there all day. Remember when he went on the inside of his teammate of Ericsson, and well, how on earth did he just shoot through?
Can you believe that on a street circuit, 192 miles an hour, and then decelerated all the way down to 60 to make turn 10 as they make their way down Stadium Drive here. And Kyle Kirkwood is sniffing the rear wing of Alex Palou.
Oh, he's got
and here he goes. He's got in very deep here, and it's stuck for him into 14 rather. Oh, Kyle Kirkwood is there. Still such a long way to go too, JB. 16 laps around. That is not a short distance of time to go. Still over 40 miles left in this race.
They're going to be pushing this one, Matthew, and we know it because Palou's going to be making a mistake at some point. I can feel it. Palou's going to lock up, running deep, and Kirkwood's going to go through.
As you mentioned, push to pass is just about even. Palou 63 seconds left to Kirkwood's 58, so just about even on that. This is going to come down either to who makes a mistake or who is the boldest driver of these two down in the last lap. So as I said, a long way to go. You can't go as if it's the last lap. Still a long way to go, and you have to manage your tires.
57 to 56. He's using push to pass down this back straightaway. Palou now 55. Kirkwood 52. And they go well, that's great coverage, folks, honestly. Put the helicopter on the side of the buildings instead of the other side so we can actually see down to the braking zone, because Kirkwood just got so much exit. Pallot's on the button coming out, and now there's only 2 seconds. They're level on push to pass now, 50 seconds each. They've got to save it with 16 to go, otherwise Power will close them. 7.7 seconds. This might be an old school battle, you know.
Kirkwood is going so deep into some of these corners. I find it incredible.
He's going for
oh boy, wow, he sent it in! Kirkwood to the lead! Palou tries the up and under, and they come very close together across the line. What a pass by Kyle Kirkwood!
That was old school. That was brilliant. Dive on the inside of the last corner. Polo had to go on the outside. Kirkwood, that was fabulous. That is something I've never seen from him before. That was a champion's move. It was risky, it was old school, but it was brave. And Polo just is a sitting duck. He didn't see that one coming at all. He's now going to try and lick his wounds to come back. I want to replay ASAP to see that again, because that was, here it is, so he gets in the slipstream, pulls to the inside. Palou was already turning into the corner, but Kirkwood was saying, I was going through whether you like it or not. Palou tried to come through, but Kirkwood just back and takes the lead. Fantastic, Matthew.
I had literally just mentioned how much deeper Kirkwood was getting into these corners and still getting that car to rotate. And he went so deep into that corner, had to have caught Palou by surprise that he went in that deep. What an angle, and what a pass from Kyle Kirkwood. To the lead he goes. As I said, still a long way to go, 15 laps, but he's already starting to pull away, JB. I just think Kyle Kirkwood's car is handling better than Alex Palou's right now.
1.4 seconds already. Palou, if it must be something with these black primaries. Maybe he doesn't like them. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe the car's just not handling right. He's been on alternatives. Maybe he just can't handle it with the fuel getting lighter. The tire's not activating more. So, looking at the lap time, Kirkwood, his last lap time was a 1:35.006. Palou, 1:36.435. So there's a difference already of 1.429. So unbelievable. As Scott Dixon does a 1:34.467. He's the fastest driver on the circuit right now. Still, could Power and Ericsson catch Palou, make it a Andretti 1-2-3?
I just don't think Power has it in him right now. I think he's on older tires, and I think he's used them up.
Feels like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, sliding out the back. This is a fabulous race. Just absolutely brilliant. Bring this on every single second. Kirkwood was trying to get a puncture for sure. Says Limbers on the chat. Palou keeping him in. I think that was just a great move from Kirkwood. He saw an opportunity, went for it. Palou sort of twitched into the braking zone. Great racing. 14 to go. Gap's now 1.696.
He's gapping him. He is gapping him. What a drive here by Kyle Kirkwood. Now, can he just keep it between the barriers for 13 more laps and change? Because it would seem as if he has the best race car on the circuit right now. He just needs to avoid making a mistake, and he would like for anyone else to avoid making a mistake, so there is no yellow. Here he is over the line. 13 laps to go. 2 seconds the lead. He is just pulling away from Palou. This is so impressive.
It is an amazing drive. Absolutely spectacular from Kyle Kirkwood. As just taking a look down the order, we've had a couple of pit stops. Louis Foster came in. Graham Rahal was in the pit lane for 30 seconds. And at the time, Foster, Ferrucci, Grosjean, VK, Rasmussen and Simpson all set better lap times. In the world of Formula One, Matthew, Max Verstappen said, I wish I had a bit more fun for sure, but I'm also doing other stuff. That's a lot of fun. I get to race the Nordschleife. I hope in the coming years I get to Spa, hopefully Le Mans. So I'm combining stuff to find other stuff I really find fun as well. I have my racing team going on, so I have a lot of distractions at the same time, positive distractions I would call it. He doesn't want to leave, but I also hope it, of course, gets better. Max Verstappen's not liking Formula 1 at the moment. Come and try IndyCar, Max. You might really enjoy it for the 500.
He doesn't want to try IndyCar. He doesn't want to run on ovals, which is basically what we hear from all of those Formula 1 guys. And no, don't want to do the ovals. It's not real racing. Max, who would not be complaining if he was winning, but he's not. I really feel bad for him, don't you? He's not having fun racing cars, getting to go around the world and getting paid millions of dollars to race cars around, what, 15, 20 different countries. I really feel bad for the man. Hate that he's not having fun. That's so sad.
On board with the McLaren. Which one, though? I think it's Lundgaard, isn't it? Running in 10th. Oh.
I wish they would tell us.
I think one more with Kirkwood. I'm not entirely sure, though.
Oh, I actually think that is Kirkwood, yes.
Honestly, they could tell us.
Yeah, they could.
It was Kirkwood. If you want to direct Fox's coverage, apply to Stevie Wonder. Honestly, Stevie Wonder could direct a better broadcast than this. This is getting ridiculous. This is shocking from Fox. And now we've got to put up with more of them in the NASCAR world coming up at Vegas. A track which is usually quite good.
Yes. Had a first-time winner there last year, which surprised everyone when Josh Berry won that race. How about that last lap? Kirkwood was faster than Palou by 0.2, and the lead is up to 2.2 with 12 laps to go. Andretti cars running first, third, and fourth at the moment with Kirkwood, Palou, and Ericsson in those positions respectively. What a great day it could be for Andretti here in Texas.
What did you say? There ain't no rest of the wicked.
How about Scott McLaughlin after his crash yesterday? Had to start last on the grid. It's not going to be the finish that he thought he would have coming into the weekend, JB, but he's running 11th right now. If he could just break into the top 10, I think he'd take a top 10 after what transpired here yesterday.
100%. He's 8 seconds back to Marcus Armstrong, though, so that's sadly not looking at all possible. Actually, he's done it. Armstrong's boxed. Rossi gets into the top 10.
Okay.
Are you a wizard?
And Scott Dixon.
Yeah, WWE Jade said on the YouTube chat, tip the hat to these drivers for a caution-free race on a first-time street circuit. That's very unusual.
Oh, my goodness. I think a lot of people thought they would wad up a whole bunch of cars in the very first turn. And we have avoided absolute carnage and chaos today. Good on all of these drivers, because this is obviously not an easy course. They have done a great job throughout the weekend.
Oh, my TV picture's good. But I'll tell you what, it was a good. It's been a great race, even without the intervention of cautions or accidents. This has been a tremendous battle throughout all of it.
Oh, it has been a proper, great IndyCar strategy race. And we talk all the time about how difficult it is to win these races, because getting the strategy right is so difficult. But Kyle Kirkwood, his team not only got the strategy right, they tried to mess up his strategy multiple times with very slow pit stops, but that car has just been terrific all day. He's bridged a gap to Palou on 2 different occasions. He's made a bold pass on Palou here about 5 laps ago or so, and now he's gapped him by 3 seconds. And could not be more impressed with Kirkwood, but cannot give him the trophy yet. Still 10 laps that he has to survive.
Yep. As Dixon drops down to 9th place. What happened there? Kirkwood's just done a 1:34.438, by the way. Fastest lap of the race. 1:34.8 for Palou, 1:34.9 for Power, 1:34.6 for Ericsson. So they are closing up right now. I agree with Nimrod here. I wish they were showing some more midfield fights in the TV images. It's basically just been Kirkwood quizzing 2 seconds off. Yeah, we're not seeing much, are we, of the midfield action, which is getting quite good, because Dixon just got passed by Rosenquist and Lundgaard, and we don't know why. I can tell you now because I've just looked at the time screen. Dixon boxed for a set of alternatives.
Yeah, Dixon just came off of pit road.
And we didn't get told that on our information monitor.
So he will be charging on fresh tires here late, but he's got 10 seconds to get up to Lundgaard. There is a tight battle at 7th if they could show if they wanted to. Rosenqvist and Lundgaard at 7th and 8th are separated by about 1 second. So they could show that if they wanted.
Is the TV director a massive fan of Kyle Kirkwood? Oh look, cars! Cars in the back straight, that's the midfield battle! Oh no, we saw a replay. Oh, let's go for a replay of this move. It was a very good move, but do we need to see it for a third time?
Gosh, it was a good move. A heck of a move.
That's one of those moves that stick in your brain, isn't it? Oh, great move from Kyle Kirkwood.
You want to talk about living on a knife's edge of disaster and glory. And then, I tell you, he squeezed Palou coming onto the pit straight. That was awfully close to the situation Palou was in last week with VK at Phoenix coming off that turn.
Yeah, Palou could have ended up 2 weeks running in the back. Although, as it stands, who's going to take the lead to the championship? It's going to be Palou, isn't it? Because
it's going to be Kirkwood. Kirkwood came in just 5 points behind Newgarden. So, yeah, Kirkwood's going to be the leader if this holds up. Here's McLaughlin closing in on Rossi. We are getting a midfield battle on our screens. This is for 10th position.
One thing I will argue on Fox's behalf is the fact is that if it wasn't for Fox, the TV schedule, the calendar would have been completely different. Because we haven't had the open test, 3 races in 3 weekends. That's a great start for the momentum because now we're not having St. Pete, Oval 500 testing, then we go to Thermal Club for a bad race, then we go back to testing, and then we have another race, there's a month's break in between. Fox really have sharpened up the calendar this year.
No, Fox needs to be given a lot of credit. They are doing great things for the sport. There is no doubt about that. They are doing great things for the sport. They just need to get some direction right in the truck. They need to become seasoned veterans at producing and directing IndyCar races. If you ask me, they need a better announcer in the booth, but that's just my opinion on that. Anyway, why they didn't go with Alan Bestwick will forever be mysterious to me. But we won't go down that rabbit hole because I'll still be talking well after the race is over about this.
Also, oh, hello, what happened there? Fox's camera jumped for award mid-corner. Awards P5.
Could you imagine just listening to Alan Bestwick on the Indy 500 with Townsend Bell and James Hinchcliffe? I mean, oh, God.
It's a solid lineup, isn't it?
And Hinchcliffe and Townsend, they get so excited, and you love that, but in big moments, they do kind of ruin it sometimes by screaming over the top of each other. Alan Bestwick will cut that out real quick. Oh, yeah. Alan knows how to control a booth. But again, I'm not going to talk about this anymore because I won't stop. 4.5 seconds to lead for Kirkwood.
Townsend does have the opportunity of talking over the commentary. He did it with Kevin Lee as well, didn't he? And as well with Lee Diffie.
Yeah.
Townsend has I'm the lead commentator.
He really does.
Grates on me so much. We're 2 lead commentators right now. We handled broadcasting together really easily.
Yes. Goes just fine, thank you.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Joe says, I thought this track was going to end up like Vegas Street Race in F1. I'm glad I was wrong. Yeah, this is a great circuit. Yeah, Matthew just leaves all the screaming duties to me. We try and 50-50 it. And it's just sort of subconscious now. We've worked together for so long.
It's basically just like a tennis match. We just bat the ball back and forth to each other.
This is Award again coming through. What's his last lap time? 1:34.8607. He's dropped to 2/10 down now. Kirkwood's slowing up a bit. Right, so Kirkwood will be on 124 points. Palou will be on 100. So the gap will be 24 at the front. So yeah, you're right. Kirkwood would lead by quite a margin going into the next race.
And again, they finally get a week off after this thick and fast start. 3 races in 3 weeks. So they get a week off next week. Then they go to Barber, that world-class racetrack in Birmingham, Alabama, and then they get, what, 3 weeks off before they go to Long Beach. So
yeah,
it would be huge to lead the championship after this race, to be able to go into this run where there's only 2 races basically within the next 4 weeks.
Don't forget though, in early I can't remember if when we've got the open test, if it's the start of May or at the start of April, because they've moved it this year, haven't they, for the 500?
I think you're right about that.
I'll double check when that is actually while we have a moment. Thought we were going to throw down the pit lane there. What a battle this has been. Kirkwood's 4.8 seconds ahead to Palou now.
This has been as good as it gets for a drive from a guy like Kyle Kirkwood.
Oh. It is April, but it is April 28th and 29th. That's when we've got the open test scheduled for.
Very good. Wow, they're going to take a break, is Fox, with 6 laps to go. Wow.
Oof. That's brave. It better be side by side. It's not side by side, is it?
Oh, they're doing a race recap. That's what they're doing now. Okay.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay.
I thought they were going to break.
I thought they were going to break. We could hear the music in the background, and I was about to criticise, but that's okay to me.
It has been a race. You know, we talk about how shocking it is that we haven't had any yellows and any crashes. It's been a race more of mistakes on pit road that have totally changed the complexion of the race, as Kirkwood has just flashed across the line with 5 laps to go. Think of how many pit road mistakes we've had in this race. Ericsson right at the start, and Kiffin Simpson, and they have not had clean pit stops there for Kyle Kirkwood. And remember Will Power nearly running into Louis Foster exiting pit road. It has been a wild day on pit road, but that makes it that much more impressive what Kyle Kirkwood is doing to have recovered from these slow pit stops. We have had a couple of on-track spins, haven't we, JB? We had Mick Schumacher go around trying to avoid, I can't remember who he was trying to avoid now, but he went around, and also Joseph Newgarden. Yeah, it was yeah, he was trying to avoid Newgarden, and Newgarden spun earlier when he was trying to make a pass on his teammate David Malukas. There wasn't a ton of room.
And then Malukas spun avoiding Newgarden again.
So, yeah, so
Newgarden, basically.
It's been a day of just avoiding mistakes, but even still, Kyle Kirkwood has persevered through the mistakes of his pit crew to lead confidently now by nearly 6 seconds here with just 5 laps to go. He does have a car just in front of him. Is that a Stingray Robb, who he'll have to maneuver his way around? And then Kiffin Simpson would be next in line. He doesn't need to trip over any of these lapped cars.
Kirkwood still attacking at the front. 5.447 the difference. Remember, the finish line is exit of the last corner, so where that control line is on your driver tracker, that's the finish line. The start line is different. That's on the back straightaway down towards turn 11. So we will check and flag this at a different point to where we green flagged.
Yeah, just like Mid-Ohio.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Did you notice, by the way, the green flag was waved by the Texas?
Yeah, that's the Cowboy cheerleaders, yeah. Well, Kyle Kirkwood, 5 career wins, 4 of them have come on street courses, and he was the only driver to win multiple street course races last year. As he won 2 street courses last year in Long Beach and Detroit. He is becoming the king of the streets, JB.
Yeah.
And I am so impressed by what he has done today to not only take it to Alex Palou, but to rip the lead away from him and then pull away the way he has not been intimidated by that 10 car whatsoever today. And he is heading towards, if he keeps it between the walls, of course, he is heading towards a blowout victory. I'm also been wildly impressed by this Brazilian rookie, Caio Collet. He's been at or around the top 10 all day long, JB. He's currently running 12th, and he's got a string of 3.
Yellow!
Oh, no! Oh, it's Christian Rasmussen. He stopped on the track. Are we going to get a yellow?
Yeah, the yellow's out. Full course yellow with 3 to go. Would they red flag?
This might not go back green.
But they like finishing under green. They might red this. Oh, that's critical. They've got to decide what to do. 3 to go now.
Yeah.
If they red flag it, it'll be 1 to go. Yeah, this might end into green.
Yeah, 5-second lead for Kirkwood will diminish, but he might not have to turn another full lap under green. That's a shame for Christian Rasmussen after his great run at Phoenix last week that went away late. He'll be a last place finisher today because nobody has exited this race. So this will put Rasmussen in last position.
Full course yellow boards are displayed. I can't see where he stopped. Rasmussen 21. It's down at turn 1, Matthew. So it's right by the pit exit. So I think you're right. I think Kirkwood would have now won this event.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll restart it.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that it'll get restarted.
There's no real point to starting it again, is there? Oh, well, that's a shame. That is actually a shame because we were having a good race and a good battle. I would have liked that to end under green flag conditions, personally, but them's the breaks sometimes in IndyCar racing. We go with what we have. And it's going to end under full course yellow.
Unless they've gotten Rasmussen's car moved as quickly as possible, they could give 1 to go this time and then go on a 1-lap sprint to the finish. It would be green and white together.
There is going to be a restart. There will be a restart with 1 to go. Oh, my word. Okay. You're right, Matthew. 1 to go this time by.
Well, Alex Palou with a little bit of life.
Power 2. Power 2. This could be critical because Power's got 110 seconds of push to pass. He can just hold it for the entire lap.
Yeah, and then, of course, if the leaders all get tangled up together, this could open it up for anyone. It could open it up for Ericsson or Award or anybody if the leaders do get tangled up. But we've got lapped cars with the leaders that have to get out of the way here first before the restart.
I believe it's your turn for the checkered flag moment.
Might be a wild checkered flag moment. It might get really crazy.
Okay. We'll come up to the box cam. What have you got for us? Pace car's going to come in. Kirkwood, Palou, Power, Ericsson, O'Ward, Malukas, Rosenquist, Lundgaard, Dixon, Rossi. That's the top 10. And Mick Schumacher's just picked up a brown paper bag, Matthew, on his front wing because the wind's now really starting to pick up here.
So I'm trying to figure out why Palou was allowed to go by Stingray Robb, but Will Power has not been allowed to go by Robb or Schumacher.
Oh, hello. This is Abu Dhabi 2021 all over
exactly
again.
what I was thinking. What's going on with these lap cars? They're slowing down on the straight, but no one's passing them. I don't know what's going on with those lap cars.
They're trying to fall back, but Power and Ericsson aren't passing them. They've been told to fall back, but they're not passing. Power needs to pass the field. Now Power's been told. Pace car's going to back them up. They've got a fair bit of way to go, but they're going to have to come almost to a crawl. And that's going to be critical on tyre temps. They should have gone, and they haven't gone. Kirkwood needs to back up now. Kirkwood's been told to back up.
Yeah.
Kirkwood's been told to back up.
Kirkwood's going to have to nail this restart, and now the lap cars are out of the way. So it is Kirkwood, Palou, Power, Ericsson, Award, the top 5, coming to a 1-lap dash to finish the inaugural Grand Prix of Arlington.
Green and white will come out together. So this will be the last run. Kirkwood's got to have a good restart. He's got 43 seconds of push to pass. Palou's got 40. And it's 110 for Will Power. Watch out! Kirkwood's got to go soon, otherwise he's not going to have the run. But now he hits the gas. We are racing with 1 to go. And look already, you can overtake, though, coming into the last corner, so they can't go for a dive bomb. And that's what's happening. Malukas is under attack, coming into it. And that's going to be more contact. There's going to be a yellow out of the line as well. Yellow's back out with 1 to go as we go back to full course yellow. There was contact in the last corner, Matthew. And that's going to put Kirkwood as the winner. The yellow comes back out, Matthew.
So the green and white has waved, but the caution is back out. Yeah, and it's Dennis Hauger and Nolan Siegel have collided. Dennis Hauger and Nolan Siegel have collided. They have crashed together. Caution is back out. We barely got even back to green. And that is game, set, match for Andretti and Kyle Kirkwood.
Don't like that. We were promised something there and it got taken away from us.
Yeah. But that's best case scenario for Kyle Kirkwood there.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to stop from Palou behind him. Honda 1, 2, 3, 4 though.
Yeah. Boy, that really has to hurt Alex Palou. He had a chance. Well.
That's it for power. He didn't even get to use his push to pass.
Yeah, I mean,
Power was right there. This back straightaway, Power would have surpassed both of them. Credit where credit's due there for Kyle Kirkwood. That move to win the race on Palou deserves to be the race-winning move. And he has done everything perfectly here today. No overtaking. The crashes at the last corner, so it might get a little bit difficult to come through. But Kyle Kirkwood's going to win it, Matthew.
He has become the king of the streets in IndyCar racing. And you know, in this part of the country and in this sports complex of Arlington, Texas, just outside of Dallas, they know a lot about sports dynasties. Cowboys, of course, won the Super Bowl 5 times. Well, an IndyCar dynasty is Andretti, and for Andretti, Kyle Kirkwood takes the checkered flag and wins the inaugural Grand Prix of Arlington. He is the top Cowboy in IndyCar today.
They did so well getting 65 laps under green, and then we had one stop for Rasmussen, and then Siegel hitting the back of Romain Grosjean, bringing out the final caution at the last corner. I think Grosjean hit us in that situation. Siegel at the back, but what a race for Kyle Kirkwood. He's victorious. He leads the championship now by 24 points, and the Gatorade ice water gets poured over the crew chief. Bit wet there, isn't it?
His 5th career street course victory, and he earned every single bit of it, ripping the lead away from Alex Palou's hands. Now, let's see what happened with Siegel and Hauger. This would have been towards the back.
That was a great move, though, from Rosenquist, getting through on Malukas.
Oh, wow. Siegel just slammed into the back of Hauger. That's unnecessary.
And Fox missed it.
That was... Nolan Siegel has not had a good start to the year. 20th in each of the first 2 races of the year, and it's going to be, what, 24th today? 23rd? 24th for Nolan, so it's a terrible start to the season for him.
Yeah, it's Grosjean and Siegel hit each other.
Oh, it was Grosjean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those 2 Dell Coin cars look the exact same with the numbers that 18 and 19 that you can barely tell apart. Thanks for doing that, Dell Coin, by the way. Hauger,
yeah, they're identical. It's really hard to tell.
So Hauger does survive to get to the finish 17th, so it's Grosjean and Siegel. My mistake on that. But what a win for Kyle Kirkwood. What a win for Kyle Kirkwood. That is as impressive of a victory as we've seen in a long time, to do what he did today. Not only to take the lead the way he did from Palou, JB, but as I said, in the laps after taking the lead, just pulled away by over 5 seconds until that last caution came out.
Pulled away massively. It was fantastic. Honestly, it's been brilliant. Absolutely spectacular. This has been how street circuits should be run. This event for IndyCar has been fantastic. What an opener.
Yeah.
I really am looking forward to next year. And of course, we've got 4 more street circuits to come this year. And 2 are brand new.
Yeah, 2 are brand new in Washington and Markham, Ontario. We'll have Long Beach, which is coming up, in about a month's time. And then Detroit at the end of May. So yeah, 4 more street course races to go. And this one was really, really good. And well done to everyone who put this on because they did a really good job.
Really proud. Let's have a word then quickly. What are you? Are you disappearing now because you've got to go to March Madness?
Yes, I will. I will head out here early. So post-race coverage. If you're watching on Ultimate Sports Media Network, post-race coverage get to JBM. As we, of course, have a busy day. Every day is busy in March here. But JB, this was so much fun. Glad to have teamed up again. Really enjoyed the start to this IndyCar season, and now they get a break before they go to Barber, but I've really enjoyed the start to this season. IndyCar has done a great job not only with this event, but with coming back to Phoenix, and this was fun.
Pleasure as always, my friend. Take care. Go and enjoy your basketball games.
Absolutely. So, yeah, for those of you on USM, we are signing off. Stay tuned to JBM for post-race coverage, which will include the interview with the race winner, Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida. His 6th career IndyCar victory. It comes to